I just want to take it for a test drive. People like you don't drive cars like this.
What would you do if you walked into a place ready to spend millions but were treated like you did not belong there at all? What if the door was not closed because of your money, but because of your skin? And what if, before the sun went down, the same people who looked down on you were standing in silence, realizing their jobs, their pride, and their future were now in your hands? Before we continue, welcome to Silent Echo Stories. If these stories make you think, feel, or see the world differently, show love by liking this video, subscribing, and dropping your country in the comments. Let's see how far these stories travel. His name was Kevin Murphy. Most people would never look at Kevin and guess his life story. He was in his late 30s, medium height, clean haircut, no tattoos on his face, no loud jewelry, no flashy clothes, just simple jeans, a plain dark shirt, and clean sneakers. The kind of outfit a man wears when he does not need to prove anything. Kevin grew up in South Los Angeles, a small apartment, a single mother who worked 2 jobs, nights when the power went out, mornings when school lunch was the only meal. He learned early how the world worked. He learned that some people were judged before they even spoke. He learned that some doors stayed closed no matter how polite you knocked. But Kevin also learned something else. He learned how to build. He studied computers in community college. Then he learned business on his own. He started small, a repair shop, then a tech service company, then software, then investments. By the time he was 35, Kevin Murphy was a silent partner in several big firms: real estate, tech, logistics. He did not show his wealth online, no luxury posts, no rented jets for pictures, no need for attention. He believed money should move quietly. That day, he had one simple plan. He wanted to test drive a Ferrari, not to show off, not to impress anyone, just because he loved cars and he finally had the time. The salesman's name was Brad Miller. Brad had worked at the Ferrari dealership in California for almost 10 years. He wore a sharp suit every day, hair always perfect, shoes always clean. He believed he could read people in seconds. In his mind, he knew who belonged and who did not. He believed real money looked a certain way. He believed power had a certain skin color. He believed some people only came to look, not to buy, and most of all, he believed he was always right. It was a hot afternoon. Sunlight came through the glass walls of the showroom. The floor shined like a mirror. Red, yellow, and black Ferraris sat under white lights like art in a museum. Kevin walked in alone. No driver, no friends, no assistants. Just him. He walked slowly, taking his time. He stopped in front of a black Ferrari. The body was smooth, the lines were sharp, it looked fast even when standing still. Brad noticed him from across the room. He watched Kevin the way a guard watches someone he does not trust. Kevin turned to him and spoke in a calm voice. "Excuse me, can I take this one for a test drive?" Brad looked him up and down. No Rolex, no designer jacket, no signs of big money in his eyes. Brad let out a small laugh. "That car isn't for browsing," he said. "It's for serious buyers." Kevin nodded. "I am serious." Brad crossed his arms. "We don't do test drives for people who can't afford it." The words were quiet, but the message was loud. At that same moment, a white man in a suit walked in. He pointed at a red Ferrari. Brad's face changed instantly. "Of course, sir," Brad said with a wide smile. "Right this way. Let me get the keys." Kevin stood there and watched. He felt the old feeling, the one he knew from childhood, the one that said, "You don't belong here. Not in this place, not in this world." But Kevin did not argue. He did not raise his voice. He simply said, "Okay," and he walked out. 2 hours later, the mood of the dealership changed. Black SUVs rolled into the parking lot, one after another. Men in suits stepped out, women with briefcases, people who walked with purpose. Kevin stepped out of the last SUV. Same clothes, same calm face, different energy. He walked back into the showroom with a small team behind him. Brad froze when he saw him. Kevin asked the front desk, "I'd like to speak to the general manager." The general manager came out, confused. Kevin looked him in the eyes and said calmly, "I want to buy this dealership. Today." The room went silent. Phones started ringing. Papers came out. Lawyers spoke in low voices. The manager realized this was not a joke. By evening, contracts were signed. The dealership had a new owner, Kevin Murphy. Brad was called into the office. He walked in with nervous hands. Kevin sat across from him. No anger, no shouting, just truth. "I asked to test drive a car," Kevin said. You decided I didn't belong here. Brad tried to speak. No words came out. Kevin continued, now this is my building, and I decide who belongs here. Brad lost his job that day. Within weeks, his name spread in the industry. No luxury brand wanted him. No high-end showroom trusted him. The man who judged by skin instead of sense had lost everything he thought made him important. Kevin did take the Ferrari for a test drive. Not with pride, not with revenge, but with peace, because he did not need to prove anything anymore. The world had already learned its lesson. Never judge a man by how he looks when he walks in, because he might just be the one who owns the place by nightfall. If this story moved you, share it. If it made you think, support the channel. And tell us in the comments where you're watching from.